Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. To listen without advertisements or to read episode transcripts, visit englishgo.co.uk for more information. So, recently I spoke about about routine and particularly trying to wake up early in the morning. And I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on that because something rather interesting happened actually. So, I have been trying to wake up at 6 a.m. lately, and I have been waking up at 6 a.m. lately. And let me tell you, I've been feeling absolutely terrible. To be perfectly honest, in the morning when I wake up, I just feel like a zombie, and my eyes feel really like, I guess the word is gritty. Almost like there's sand in them, like they just don't want to open up. And I don't know, maybe I feel like I've got a bit of a headache, and yeah, it's not a pleasant feeling. It's not a nice feeling at all, to be perfectly honest. But obviously I'm hoping I keep doing it, and then my body gets into the routine, and then it becomes really good and really natural, and I wake up feeling refreshed. That's my goal. So anyway, what I've done, because, last time I spoke about this, I was telling you about the problem I was having where I just couldn't get up at 6 a.m. So what I did is I've got a second alarm clock. And so my first alarm clock is my phone, and that goes off at 6 a.m. And then the second alarm clock is just like a normal sort of like cheap digital clock that I bought. And I put that all the way at the other end of the flat. You've got to walk all the way from the living room all the way to like the room that's sort of my office. And that one goes off at 6:01, 1 minute after 6 a.m. And the reason it does that is because I always wake up when my phone alarm goes off. And then it's really tempting to like go back to sleep. But I know I can't go back to sleep because I know in 1 minute that alarm is going to start making a noise, my second alarm. And it's actually quite loud, like too loud. And it's a horrible sound, like really digital, like beeping sound. Like did, quite loud. And I'm a bit worried about the neighbours, to be honest. Maybe they can hear the alarm clock. I'm not sure. So that's like really good motivation for me to get up. It's like my phone alarm goes off, and then I'm like, I've got like 1 minute to get there before it starts making a noise. So I lie there like, I don't know, about 10 seconds in bed, and then I get up and I walk into my office, all the way at the other end of the flat, and I wait for the alarm to go off, and I've sort of got my finger on the button, waiting to switch it off, waiting for it to to start making a noise. As soon as it does, I switch it off. And by that time, I've been out of bed for like a minute, almost. And I guess I could go back to bed. I could, it'd be very nice to do so. But I've been out of bed for so long that I feel like, yeah, okay, I can just get up now, And sometimes I'll just sit there, like on the sofa, just sit there and just close my eyes a bit, but not go to sleep, just trying to wake up, to be honest, because like I said, I was feeling pretty terrible in the mornings. I've been doing that for about a week now, and I'm still not feeling great, so I don't know, maybe I'll give you an update, a report in another week, and see how I'm feeling then. But I think it's going to take me, between 2 weeks and a month, probably, to get to the point where I feel good in the morning, where I've got into a good sleep routine. But already, I've noticed it's been having some positive effects, just getting up nice and early in the morning. I've been feeling, I feel tired and sort of horrible when the day starts. But I also feel like I've got more motivation somehow, even though I feel really tired. like more motivated to do things. Like I did it. I managed to get up at 6 a.m. and then that sort of that makes me want to do more things. So I think it's going to have a good effect on many things, on study, on making podcast episodes on time, because I've slipped from my usual schedule of Mondays and Fridays recently, and I've been uploading on all days, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, all kinds of different days. So I think it will help with that too. One of the things that happened recently, which sort of slowed down my progress to try and waking up at 6 a.m. because obviously I need to get some good sleep, and I need to sleep earlier than usual so I can get 7 hours sleep, about that long. Anyway, so what happened was I had fallen asleep. I was sleeping, and then my wife had to come back really late from work. So she came in, and I say really late. It was about midnight, I think, the time she got back. And she came in, and I was lying there, and it's like, I'm awake, but I'm like half awake. I can hear someone is moving about in the flat, making some noises. But I'm not really fully awake. So I'm just lying there, and then she finishes everything and then gets into bed. And then I can start hearing these sirens, from an ambulance or a fire engine or a police car or something like that. And they're going on for a while, and they're getting louder and louder, and they just keep going. And I'm slowly becoming more and more awake. And then they're getting louder and louder. And this isn't too unusual, because we do have a lot of ambulances that come here. Just because there's so many people in the area that I'm living in. So, more people, more need for ambulances. So it's not rare that I'd hear this kind of thing. But it was a bit louder than it normally would be. And I think I'd been lying there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something, and it just wasn't stopping. And my wife got out of bed and then went to the window to have a look and called me over so I could have a look as well. And what there was it was just shocking when I saw it for the first time. There were about, I would say about 10, probably, fire engines beneath the building I'm in. So I'm quite high up, above the 10th floor where I live. And I was looking over, and I could see all of these fire engines. And then there were police cars as well. And then there were ambulances as well. And then in the distance, I could see more fire engines coming and more police cars coming. And I was just thinking, what on earth is going on here? And we were watching it for a while and wondering, I don't know, is this a fire? What is it? So we wanted to know if we had to start getting ready to go out or something, or stand outside or something, evacuate the building. Anyway, what happened was one of the fire engines raised up this really big ladder, huge ladder, to one of the buildings, and some people went in this particular flat, and that's all I know. Nobody came back out. The ladder went back down, and I don't know what it was about. I couldn't smell any smoke. I couldn't see any fire, thankfully. But the whole thing lasted about an hour. So, and this was from about 12 to about 1, or maybe half 12 to 1 a.m. in the morning, or half 1 in the morning. So that day, the next day I woke up, wow, did I feel bad, much worse than normal. Because I must have got about 5 hours sleep on that day, or maybe a bit less. So I felt terrible, to be honest. But and so did my wife. But yeah, we've both been carrying on with it and pushing forward, I guess. Both keep doing it, and so far so good. Apart from feeling bad in the mornings, everything else seems to be okay. And like I said, I've been feeling much more motivated, which is great. In fact, I should probably mention, like one of them, I suppose like the main reasons that I've just put more effort into trying lately. And that was, there was one morning when we woke up and it was 9 a.m. in the morning, which to me is really late, waking up at 9 a.m. I mean, it's not that late because we were usually waking up at 8 a.m. So it's not, it's an hour later. But the problem is my wife needs to be outside at like 8:20 some mornings. Otherwise she misses the bus and gets, she can't get to work on time. So on that particular morning, she was late for work. And we thought, this is no good, something's got to change. Well, actually, I thought this is no good, something's got to change. And I was the one who started waking up at 6 a.m. But it seems to have had a good effect on her. It seems to have been a good influence for her. And she started doing the same thing. So yeah, let's hope it goes really well. And if you're doing something similar, if you're also trying to wake up nice and early in the morning or the same time every morning just so you can get into a good sleep routine, then I wish you the best of luck. Until next time, bye-bye.
Hey everyone, I'm Craig Robinson, co-host of the Ways to Win podcast, alongside my good friend John Calipari. I've been on the go recently. Phoenix, Kansas City, Chicago. If you're like me and have a home but aren't always at home, you have an Airbnb. Hosting your home or a spare room is a very practical side hustle. If you live in a big game town, you can Airbnb your place for fans to stay in. Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host.
Thanks for listening until the very end of the show. If you've enjoyed this episode, please give my podcast a rating, or if you have the time, write a review. It's a really nice way of letting me know you enjoy these episodes and encourages me to make more of them for you. Thanks very much and have a lovely day.